Felipe Massa, the Brazilian racing driver, has officially filed a lawsuit in London's High Court, challenging the outcome of the 2008 Formula 1 Drivers' Championship. In this legal battle, Massa seeks to avoid the results of the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, a race that played a pivotal role in determining the championship standings. The lawsuit targets Formula 1, the FIA, and the former F1 chief Bernie Ecclestone. The controversy centres around the infamous Crashgate scandal. During the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, Renault driver Nelson Piquet Jr. deliberately crashed his car, strategically aiding his teammate Fernando Alonso. The orchestrated crash led to the deployment of the safety car, benefiting Alonso by allowing him to make a perfectly timed pit stop and secure victory. Unfortunately for Massa, who also pitted during the safety car period, a critical error occurred. He drove off with his fuel hose still attached. This mishap dealt a severe blow to his championship aspirations, especially considering he had been leading the race. Ultimately, Massa lost the World Championship battle to Lewis Hamilton, who clinched his first title. The championship outcome was officially settled under the FIA's regulations, with Hamilton receiving the trophy at the prize-giving gala after the season. Now, the question arises, does Felipe Massa deserve the $82 million in damages he is seeking due to losing the title to Lewis Hamilton? The legal proceedings will unfold, and racing enthusiasts around the world eagerly await the verdict. Stay tuned for further developments in this intriguing case. The 2008 Singapore Grand Prix swiftly transformed into a cauldron of controversy. The catalyst for this uproar was none other than Nelson Piquet Jr., who, after being ousted from Renault in mid-2009, dropped a bombshell revelation. Piquet Jr. asserted that he had received explicit instructions to deliberately crash during the race. As the Singapore 2008 saga unfolded, the FIA and the World Motorsport Council embarked on an intensive investigation. Their findings were nothing short of astonishing. Senior figures within Renault were deeply embroiled in the plot, with one notable exception, Fernando Alonso himself. In a high-profile gathering of the World Motorsport Council in September 2009, the Renault F1 team had made a startling admission. They had colluded with Mr. Piquet Jr. to orchestrate a calculated crash. The FIA's official statement echoed the gravity of the situation. Renault F1 acknowledged during the meeting that it had conducted an exhaustive internal inquiry. This investigation unequivocally implicated Flavio Briatore, Pat Symonds, and Nelson Piquet Jr. in a conspiracy to engineer the crash. Crucially, no other team members were found to be complicit. The World Motorsport Council deemed Renault F1's transgressions related to the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix as unprecedented in severity. The timeline surrounding the FIA's awareness of the Crashgate scandal has recently become enshrouded in uncertainty. Initially in 2009, it was widely believed that Max Mosley, then president of the FIA, Bernie Ecclestone, and Formula 1 management only became aware of Renault's actions during the 2009 season. However, a startling revelation emerged in 2023 during an interview with Bernie Ecclestone. He disclosed details that cast doubt on the accepted timeline. According to Ecclestone, both he and Max Mosley were already privy to the Crashgate plot during the 2008 season itself, well before the championship reached its conclusion. This revelation significantly alters the narrative from what was previously understood. Ecclestone candidly shared with F1 Insider, "Max Mosley and I were informed during the 2008 season about the events surrounding the Singapore race. Nelson Piquet Jr., concerned about his contract renewal, found himself under immense pressure and reluctantly agreed. At that juncture, we made a conscious decision not to take immediate action. Our aim was to safeguard the integrity of the sport and prevent a colossal scandal. Hence, I employed diplomatic language to persuade my former driver, Nelson Piquet Jr., to maintain composure for the time being." Bernie Ecclestone, the former F1 Supremo, initially made statements acknowledging his awareness of the Crashgate interview regarding the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. However, he has since retracted those statements, claiming he doesn't remember the interview. Despite this, Felipe Massa remains intrigued by the implications. Ecclestone's comments raised doubts about the legitimacy of the 2008 championship outcome, a matter of utmost significance for Massa. His championship hopes were severely impacted in Singapore due to a pit stop error triggered by Nelson Piquet Jr.'s orchestrated crash. The potential removal of the Singapore race from the championship could significantly alter the 2008 title result. In the lead-up to the 2023 F1 summer break, Massa took decisive action by initiating a legal challenge. He asserts that losing the championship caused substantial financial losses and tarnished his professional reputation. As Massa himself declared, "Since the very beginning, I've said I'm here to be recognised as world champion. This is the most important thing for me. This is our goal. This is my goal. I will fight until the end to be recognised as the 2008 world champion." On August 15th, Massa's legals team dispatched a letter before claim to Stefano Demenciali, the current F1 CEO, and Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the FIA president. This letter meticulously outlines the details of Massa's legal challenge, asserting that he was a victim of a conspiracy in 2008 and accused both organisations of attempting to avoid a scandal. Felipe Massa, the former Formula 1 driver, received responses from both the FIA and Formula 1 management. Unfortunately, due to key personnel being on vacation during F1 summer break, they were unable to provide a formal response at the time. They requested additional time to address the matter thoroughly. Consequently, a negotiation process ensued to establish a deadline of November 15th, 2023, before filing a lawsuit in the UK High Court. Subsequently, Felipe Massa filed a lawsuit in the UK High Court. His legal team, Ferrari Rende Advogados, confirmed the filing on March 11th, 2024, through a statement. The statement emphasises that attempts to resolve the matter amicably had been unsuccessful, leaving no alternatives but to pursue legal action. Recent events underscore the ongoing importance of transparency and integrity in Formula 1, highlighting the need for significant efforts to restore credibility and secure its long-term future. Despite the FIA's 2009 investigation, which concluded that severe charges were not considered, the results of the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix remain unchanged. The FIA still officially sanctions those results. The reference to recent events in the statement likely pertains to whistleblower revelations from a former FIA employee now working the Formula 1 management. These revelations allege that the current FIA president Mohammed Ben Sulayem attempted to influence the outcome of last year's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Additionally, he is accused of pressuring officials not to certify the Las Vegas street circuit just days before the event. The law firm's statement continues. Mr. Massa is seeking declarations that the FIA breached its regulations by failing to promptly investigate Nelson Piquet Jr.'s crash at the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. He claims that proper action by the FIA would have resulted in him winning the Drivers' Championship that year. Mr. Massa also seeks damages for the significant financial losses he has suffered due to the FIA's failure, in which Mr. Eccleston and FOM were also complicit. Interestingly, despite Felipe Massa being a driver for Ferrari at the time of the incident, the team has not yet publicly supported his claim regarding the 2008 Formula 1 World Championship. Massa's legal challenge for the 2008 title has implications for Lewis Hamilton, who was driving for McLaren and secured the championship based on his own performance. It's crucial to note that Hamilton had no connection to the controversy surrounding the Singapore Grand Prix. In an exclusive interview with Planet F1, Massa clarified that his decision to pursue the title through legal channels is not intended to harm Lewis Hamilton. His focus is solely on contesting the outcome of the manipulated race. Everything we are doing is not against Lewis. I mean, I really respect Lewis as a driver for everything he's done. He's one of the best drivers in Formula 1 history, with many records and titles. But what I'm doing is against the result of a manipulated race. At the point in the race where the manipulation happened, I was leading. I was first in that race. So, it's nothing against Lewis. I really like Lewis as a driver, and he's doing a lot for justice in many different ways. I think one time he will need to speak and talk about the situation. I think it's pretty clear I'm not doing anything against him. I'm doing it for justice. Justice of the sport. Felipe Massa, the former Formula 1 driver, passionately explains his motivation behind the lawsuit. When I'm at home and I see my phone after the Bernie Ecclestone interview, after the Charlie Whiting interview, and in the Max Mosley documentary, that he knew at the last race of the season in Abu Dhabi what happened in the Singapore race, and after my son knew about it, he asked me, "You are not doing anything?" So I'm doing that for justice. I really believe what I am doing is correct, because this is not acceptable. We're not talking about a broken engine or someone pushing me out of the race. We're not talking about a sporting situation. We're talking about the manipulation that changed the results. Bernardo Viana, the lawyer representing Felipe Massa, emphasises Massa's commitment to sporting integrity. As a respected ambassador for Formula 1, Massa's popularity in Brazil adds weight to their cause. They hope for the country's support in seeking justice. The lawsuit specifically targets the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, focusing on the race's outcome rather than implicating Lewis Hamilton himself. While Hamilton remains silent, others have voiced their opinions on this contentious matter. Matt Bishop, the former communications director for McLaren from 2008 to 2017, has recently expressed strong criticism of Felipe Massa's legal challenge on TalkSport Radio, describing it as outlandish. Bishop suspects that Massa's motivation is purely financial. Bishop also acknowledged the controversy surrounding the Singapore race, noting that many in the F1 found Piquet Jr.'s crash suspicious at the time. However, he questioned the timing and purpose of the lawsuit. Remarkable is one word for it, outlandish perhaps another. I know Felipe Massa. He's a talented driver and a good guy, but my take, and this is speculation, not absolute certainty, is that someone has gotten in his ear and said, "We can make this work for you financially." This happened 16 years ago. Lewis Hamilton rightfully earned his first world championship. It seems far-fetched. My suspicion is he doesn't truly believe he'll overturn the result and become world champion. He just wants a significant payout. What are your thoughts on Felipe Massa's decision to pursue legal action? Do you believe he is motivated by a desire for justice or financial gain? Share your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving our channel a thumbs up and subscribing for more F1 news and analysis. We appreciate your support. Thank you.